All right. Good morning, everybody. Saturday morning, early morning crypto talk. Bitcoin Brandon here. Good morning, Ain. I hope I'm saying that right. Aini Rian. Good morning, Bill. My Morehouse brother Marquise. LaRon. Good morning, Elizabeth. It's a beautiful morning in Alaska. Is it still cold? Good morning, Eldridge. Kevin. That's right, LaRon. We've got a leadership call I'll be doing at 3 p.m. Eastern. That's on kgxglobal.info. Good morning, Terry. I'm in California as well. Good morning, Mr. Ross. As a disclaimer, I am not a licensed financial advisor to be dispensing financial advice. I read the news, share my opinion, and give suggestions. It is up to you to take that information and do what you please with it. Good morning, Wendell and Devron. Now, there's 4 things that I live by to have success in this space. 4 rules in crypto. Number 1, crypto education is more important than any amount of money you think you're going to make. You're going to be able to save yourself a whole lot of heartache and pain if you're educated. I know people that have had a $300,000 education lesson because they didn't know what they were doing. I learned yesterday somebody lost $16 million last year because they had no idea what they were doing. Number 2, never invest with money you cannot afford to lose. Number 3, always get your return on investment. People ask me all the time, what's the risk of cryptogenics? The risk is $300. If you can't afford $300, this is not for you, but then that should tell you something as well. You need to change what you're currently doing. But if you share it with 3 people, you just made $300, so you made your money back. You do that in your first 24 hours. And number 4, where do you see yourself 3 months, 6 months, a year from now? What's your game plan? Stay focused on it. And do not get distracted. You have limited resources. All right, let's go ahead and get started. I only have 2 articles for this morning. And we're going to kick it off with George Soros, billionaire. What's he doing? And let me put this link in the chat box. You know that old saying, always follow the money. What are the billionaires doing? What are the millionaires doing? What are they focusing on? Follow the money. All right. Billionaire octogenarian. What? Well, okay. I'm smart, but sometimes I miss some things. What does that mean? Octogenarian. I don't think I've heard of that term before. So if you know what it is, type it in the chat box for me so I can learn something new. So billionaire octogenarian George Soros is reportedly taking an interest in cryptocurrency trading. If true, the move would be a remarkable turnaround for the business magnate, who's previously been scathing of Bitcoin, calling it a bubble and a tool of dictators. This is the funny thing about these guys. They were running their mouths completely against it last year. And then you find out that they secretly have been investing in it. That's why I always say, never listen to what somebody says. Watch what they're doing. They could say whatever, but actions speak louder than words. So I'm going to read that line again so you understand here. George Soros is taking an interest in cryptocurrency trading after being scathing of Bitcoin and calling it a bubble and a tool of dictators. 87-year-old George Soros. Nobody knows what an octogenarian is, so I'm not the only one. I'll have to look it up later. So 87-year-old George Soros' best years may be behind him, but the tycoon still knows an opportunity for profit when he sees it. Oh, is that what it means? Somebody that's over 80? Ah, okay. Gotcha. Thank you. Thank you, Wendell, Deborah, and Terry. My grandma's 91. Wait a minute. No, she's 94. My grandma. Yeah, wow. Okay, octogenarian. So 87-year-old George Soros' best years may be behind him, but he understands an opportunity for profit when he sees it. Crypto assets have traditionally been met with skepticism by senior investment figures, such as George Soros and Warren Buffett. You know what? Warren Buffett is another guy. I wouldn't be surprised. He's got a huge stash of crypto while he's saying it's a bubble. So Warren Buffett, whose investment prowess is streets ahead of their tech knowledge. Fortunately, an innate understanding of blockchain technology is not required to participate in the crypto markets. Simply the ability to calculate risk and reward. Bloomberg reports that George Soros is now pondering an entry into the crypto space. Soros Fund Management, his family investment firm, has $26 billion in assets and is believed to have earmarked some of that capital for crypto. Bloomberg claims that Adam Fisher, an investor at Soros Fund Management, has received the go-ahead to trade virtual currencies. Should this prove to be the case, it would make sense for Soros to enter now that the markets have cooled off. Of course he would. They've been pushing this market down for months to buy the dip, having dropped threefold from the December peak. Bitcoin's recent history is littered with public figures who've written cryptocurrency off, only to later eat their words and stake a claim. Jamie Dimon stance on Bitcoin has softened considerably, and it appears that George Soros may also have seen the light. Currently, Bitcoin is used mostly for tax evasion and for the rulers in dictatorships to build a nest egg abroad, he remarked as recently as January. Even if George Soros retains this view, it doesn't preclude him from investing in crypto for his own purposes, namely profit. So Deborah, my Grammy is a nonagenarian? Wow. Yeah, she's 94. The cryptocurrency markets are down 41% since Soros last expressed his thoughts on Bitcoin. If his entry is confirmed, it's unlikely to provide any sort of short-term boost to the market. It adds further weight, though, to the notion that in the mid to long term, investors are extremely bullish about Bitcoin. George Soros is a controversial figure for a number of reasons, but when it comes to investments, he's rarely wrong. You see that? He ain't wrong about this one. All right, big brother's watching us. This, especially as Americans, you want to pay attention to. Let me put this link in the chat box. Those of you that's trying to use crypto to avoid taxation, thinking that, the government's not going to find you, they will, eventually. So, Chainalysis raises $16 million, plans to monitor multiple blockchains. The blockchain surveillance company, Chainalysis, has announced it has raised $16 million in US dollars in a Series A funding round from the firm Benchmark. Chainalysis also reveals it will be stretching its monitoring software efforts towards the Bitcoin Cash network and hopes by the year end the platform will cover 10 different public blockchains. Chainalysis is a blockchain surveillance company that produces tools. Check this out. Who are they in business for? Government and law enforcement agencies to track Bitcoin transactions. Now, on the surface, that seems okay, right? That seems, we want to make sure that, criminals aren't doing stuff. But that technology can also be used as Big Brother. The firm was created in 2014 by Jan Moeller, Jonathan Levin, and Michael Groniger, and has been known to help with criminal investigations involving digital currencies. For instance, Chainalysis has helped law enforcement officials during the Mt. Gox investigation. Now the company has raised $16 million in capital from Benchmark, and the firm is adding Benchmark's Sarah Tavel to the Chainalysis board of executives. Additionally, Chainalysis is adding a new product called Chainalysis KYT, Know Your Transaction, a service that enables real-time feedback on the underlying purpose of transactions. Moreover, the protocol will feed that feedback into exchanges transaction processing engines and alert customers of risky customers and export suspicious activity reports. We have opened KYT to a small group of early customers, and they have already seen a 20 times improvement in the speed of account reviews. Chainalysis explains during its announcement, "We're excited to officially open this solution to exchanges and financial institutions everywhere, which represent the fastest growing segment of our business today." Chainalysis also informs the public that the company is introducing multi-currency support going forward that will track other blockchain transactions. Chainalysis details that multi-currency support for blockchain surveillance, there's that word, surveillance, entails looking beyond Bitcoin. To start, we are launching Bitcoin Cash as part of Reactor, our investigation software for our law enforcement and government customers. And we plan to expand to at least 10 cryptocurrencies by the end of the year, Chainalysis explains. We think of different blockchains that power different cryptocurrencies as all part of the same machine. Both Reactor and Chainalysis, KYT, will feature all the cryptocurrencies that we support this year. Blockchain surveillance and cryptocurrency transaction monitoring firms have concerned digital asset proponents for quite some time. These privacy-invasive platforms have spawned the creation of Bitcoin transaction mixers and altcoins meant to make blockchain transactions obfuscated. Despite the blowback, Chainalysis understands that the private sector and the nation states will always be willing to pay for their software as long as crime exists. All right, let's stop the BS right here. Chainalysis knows good and well that their customers is not concerned with the crime aspect of it. Well, it depends on what they define as a crime. You've got those that want to use Bitcoin and crypto to do stuff like drug trafficking, child trafficking, sex trafficking. Yeah, that's legitimate stuff. Maybe ISIS. However, what about their biggest issue? Tax evaders, taxes. That's what they want to know. And the entire point of crypto is to be decentralized, to be anonymous, to be private, so that no third party or big brother knows what you're doing and what you got. That's your business. What this firm is going to allow them to do, because the IRS already hired them, and I don't know why this wasn't in this article. Let me see, who's the author? Jamie Redmond. I don't know if Jamie Redmond doesn't know this or purposely left it out. But the IRS has a manpower shortage. The government has a manpower shortage when it comes to crypto. So they hire an organization like Chainalysis, who knows the government has unlimited funds. I mean, it's like having a little private army. Blackwater, or is that what they were called? Blackwater? That were hired professional contract military guys for Iraq. So now you've got Chainalysis, and their number one customer is always going to be the government, to be able to track your Bitcoin accounts, to be able to track your blockchain movements, where you're moving money to, so that if you decide on your IRS, I made $40,000 in crypto, and then they come back and say, well, we show that you moved around $200,000 worth. Where's the rest of that money? And you're like, what are you talking about? And then all of a sudden, Chainalysis has a report of all your transactions, when you started moving stuff around, all that stuff. Don't think the government won't go back 3 or 4 years. They just don't have the technology just yet to track it. And that's what Chainalysis is taking advantage of. It's Big Brother. Now, I am not saying that you need to avoid your taxes. In fact, I say the opposite. Report and pay your taxes. All I'm showing is that there are businesses and agencies out there that are trying to work around and be able to track all of your Bitcoin transactions. And it's up to you guys to decide whether that is good or bad. I'm just giving you the facts. All right, and that is it for Early Morning Crypto Talk. I don't have any other article that I want to cover this morning. Now, there is at 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Pacific, I will be doing a special leadership training for Cryptogenics. If you have been living under a rock and don't know that we are live in pre-launch, you can sign up, you can make your payment, and within the next 24 hours, we open up our training platform so that you can start to get your crypto training education going. So I'm going to go over some of the more leadership details today, and we're going to go over the rank advancements and things like that for those of you that want to participate in the in the affiliate program. That's an old video by Rob. If you want to stay in touch with or up to date with what's going on with Cryptogenics, follow our blog. And that is www.kgx or cryptogenics.blogspot.com. Follow our blog, cryptogenics.blogspot.com. We even have our leaderboard up, kgxleaders.com. If you want to see who the current leaders are that's tearing it up. This is our 6th day in pre-launch, and we're, as a company, over 2,000 members in a week. So our goal is to reach 10,000 by the end of this month. So it's exciting. In a week from Tuesday, I will be in England. I will be in London for the Blockchain Expo. That's following Saturday, April 21st. I will be in Sweden, launching Cryptogenics Europe. Peter Blackwell, Christy Snoddy, Rob Harris, and co-founder Will Fietland. There's also going to be an event in Houston, Texas, launching Cryptogenics United States. So we have a lot coming up this month we're excited about. So I will see you in a couple of hours, 2.5 hours from now, and I will put that link in the chat box here. That's www.kgxglobal.info. kgxglobal.info. Oh, I spelled that wrong. KGX Global. Let me do it right. www.kgxglobal.info. There we go. And let me delete that other one so people don't get confused. All right. That was it, everybody. Thank you guys for listening this morning. Maybe we'll be back for a late night crypto talk tonight, depending on the news. I will see you all in a couple hours. God bless. Bye-bye.
Cryptogenics.